Hello there everybody, my name is Dagabi, and welcome to a brand new video. Today I was kind of sitting down and thinking about the interesting slash funny side of cryptids that a lot of people don't really think about. There's all sorts of cryptids out there, and for those of you that don't know what cryptids are, the definition of cryptid is as such. Cryptids are defined as animals that are claimed to exist, but are not proven to exist. Examples that sort of fall under this category are your standard Bigfoot, Mothman, Skinwalker, Wendigo, so on and so forth. But today, I figured that we would talk about the more interesting side of them, the lesser known, as well as the honestly funny. A lot of cryptids that people claim to see are actually quite entertaining and aren't in any way serious. It's not always things that go bump in the night, and more so things that go bump, bump, bump down the stairs because they keep tripping over themselves. Let's go ahead and dive straight into it. And don't forget, if you're interested in seeing more content like this, please leave a like and a sub. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. I understand that it's kind of cringe for me to ask for the comments and the likes and the subscriptions, but the algorithm asks for it, so I'm bringing it up now. Let's go ahead and dive straight into our very first cryptid. The very first one that we're going to be talking about today is honestly the most popular. Everyone and their grandma knows this one, but you know what? I love it still. It doesn't really matter which way you look at it. The Fresno Nightcrawler is absolutely one of the funniest fucking things I have ever heard of in my entire life. The Fresno Nightcrawler is a short, leg-like creature, I honestly had no idea how else to really explain it, with a super short upper body with far longer legs. The first sighting of this mysterious pair of pants was in 2007, in the Fresno, California area. A man named Jose heard his dogs barking and decided to check the surveillance system and saw two of these little dudes in his yard. Some of the explanations on the cryptid wiki are as follows. An alien or extraterrestrial being. Self-explanatory, people think it's an alien. A new species. Isn't that the whole point of cryptids? People claiming that these things exist when science can't prove nor disprove their existence. A misidentified deer standing upright. Bro really heard his dogs barking, checked the surveillance footage, and saw a deer posted up. Just waiting. Not a thought in its mind. A person wearing big pants and walking. Okay, come on. Have a little bit more fun than that. That's a little rude. Leave the Fresno Nightcrawler alone, man. It's just trying to exist with the rest of us. So, let's not waste any time and get right into the next one. The Veggie Man.
Eat your vegetables!
In 1968, Fairmont, West Virginia, a person known as Jennings Frederick, which I have to discuss this guy's name real quick. Everywhere that I am looking swaps these around. They either call him Jennings Frederick or Frederick Jennings. I don't know which one. So from here on, I'm just calling him Frederick just in case it's his last name or his first name. Just putting that out there, his name's weird as shit. As he stalked through the woods, while on a hunting trip, I believe, Frederick thought he heard an odd sound, a high-pitched jabbering sound. He followed the source of the sound when he came face to face with what is now known as Veggie Man. I can't take the name seriously. That's the big reason why he's here. I can't take the name seriously whatsoever, and it's funny. Frederick would then notice that the Veggie Man looked sickly. How would you be able to tell if a big plant person looked sick? Was it like wilting? Was it like looking like it was a tree in fall? I don't understand. As he approached the critter, he could miraculously make out the words it was saying. which that's the jabbering that he claimed to hear. Uh, this was hinted at like some sort of telepathic communication. Okay, bud. And this is what he heard. You need not fear me. I wish to communicate. I come as a friend. We know of you all. I come in peace. I wish medical assistance. I need your help. Now, if you notice that grammatical error in there, the I wish medical assistance, everywhere states that it says it exactly like that, despite the fact that it seemed to have had perfect communication otherwise. It was just, I wish medical assistance. I wish for beer. After this statement, the veggie man wrapped its big, strong arms around Frederick, piercing him with the thorns on its fingers, claiming the creature had started draining blood from his body with flashing colors coming from the veggie man's eyes. So it put him in a bear hug, poked him real good, and then had the eyes of the snake from the Jungle Book. It was just balling out, I guess. It then dropped him and ran back up the hill. He then claimed he had heard the creature ship take off. Now, this is the only sighting of the Veggie Man, and I don't like that. Come up with your own Veggie Man lore in the comments below. I am only stating this because these endings to these kinds of stories have always kind of upset me, and it's purely based off of the fact that it's just cut and dry and kind of lame. It would be like if somebody said, the Sasquatch flew away. We're going to get it right into the next one, which is the flying Bigfoot. In June of 2005, a Bigfoot hunter named David posted a video on his YouTube channel documenting the story of him finding a flying Bigfoot, claiming he saw what looked like a in Walla Walla, Washington. My guy. David, my man. Did you not just see a giant fucking trash bag? This Bigfoot hunter has a YouTube channel named Something Hairy in the Shadows. Oh no, I can't. That's silly. In which a ton of his videos seem to be deleted, including the one about the encounter. Yes, I went and I looked it up. I found the channel. And there are only like 2 videos on it, and neither of them discuss the flying Bigfoot. Upon Googling flying Bigfoot, you may see that it just shows a tons of photos of the far, far more popular Bat Squatch, which is already hilarious in and of itself, but there seems to not be any connection whatsoever. David continues to claim it was like humanoid-like. It was human. So, David, once again, my guy, did you see either a fucking giant black bag that somebody probably tossed out of their car and got caught in the wind, or did you just see a person and you thought it was flying? Which is perfectly fine. We have all taken peyote at least once. This next quote was from his appearance on the Brenton Saywin show, where basically this guy would invite a bunch of people onto his show to discuss cryptids and the like. Hey guys, this is Editor Gobby. I also need to state real quick that Brenton Saywin also apparently passed away, and in no way am I gonna try to badmouth this guy. I'm just going to pay some respects here. I watched a little bit of his show, and it was actually quite entertaining. So I'll leave in the description below a link to his YouTube channel where you could see him talk to other people about this. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, here we go. Things change up a little bit more just to make it its own thing. And it gets just funnier. Some of the details I forgot to tell about is when I stopped on the street. It had something hanging from the side that I thought was a dead dog. I was pretty confident it was a small dog. It was a dead dog hanging on a rope about 3 or 4 feet long. So it was flying, dragging a dog by a rope in the air. The rope was about 3 or 4 feet long. Okay, David, tell me more. It turned its head like an owl. David. I mean, its head stayed fixated on me as its body turned. Do you remember the old hippity hops we had as a kid? The big red ball? Well, it looked like it had 3 of them tethered because I saw it at an angle on the other side of it and see what looked like 2 little nipples had come off of them. David. My guy. Did you just see an owl carrying off a dog? Did you just see a giant bag? Did you see a person? These are just very conflicting things. And the image that comes from the Brenton Sawan show is hilarious. They painted it very nicely. I'm going to put it up on the screen, but I absolutely adore this image, and I have been looking at it and giggling about it for about 5 minutes now. I will put, since the video was deleted, in the link in the description, I will put the link to like the postings that I had seen about this story, just so you guys can read up on it. It's like a whole transcript of what he said and everything. Anyways, up next is a creature. A bird. Not the Thunderbird. Quite the opposite. It's a little tiny guy. But I figured we'll talk about him. Up next, and the final one I should actually state, is the Woofenpoof. I picked this one because the name was fun. This cryptid is quite literally a part of scientific literature, so there was, at least at some point, someone claiming in science that this cryptid was quite real. The first appearance of this cryptid was found in 1930 in an issue of the Quarterly Review of Biology. Woofenpoofs are native to the Gobi Desert and are only a mere 17 meters in length. And for the less mentally inclined viewers, much like myself, it's only about a 6-inch Subway sandwich long.
Now that I could handle.
They have small semicircular wings which apparently produce a musical note as they fly, which, in quote, is 3 octaves above middle C. What the fuck does that mean? Apparently, they look smooth and glossy, almost like a polished metal which is colored in brown feathers to help disguise them in their habitat. The name Woofenpoof apparently comes from the sound they make as they take to the air, which sounds like woof and then a poof sound. So it goes. For this being a hoax, this is a super in-depth hoax and has a whole lot of biological study apparently attached to it, despite it not being real. I will, of course, put a link in the description for the funny bird. The funny bird I absolutely adore. It's weird, its photo is so clearly just a carving or something of the sort, and I still adore it. Anyways, guys, welcome to the end of the video. I don't know what I was just doing there, but I did something. I think that this all really does go to show that storytelling really goes in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. With cryptids specifically, you have the genuinely terrifying. The thought of a skinwalker is actually really scary. But you also have people that are making stuff up just for the fun of making stuff up. And I absolutely adore that about cryptids. Even if these people wholeheartedly claim that these things are real, I hate to say it, the flying Bigfoot on a balloon carrying away a dog that is tied to a rope is just way out there. But I still love it. All of these stories are things that people pass from one another, and because of that, it leads to a far more interesting world, in my opinion. And with all of that said, all I just want to say is look out for the Bigfoot on a balloon, or it's going to fucking take your dog, I guess. There's no other way around it.
You cannot win. The balloon squatch, that is
My heart's name for that cryptid. That's my heart's name for the cryptid, is the balloon squatch. Now remember, if you did like this video, to give me a like, a comment, and a subscription. If you guys have any other interesting topics or even funny cryptids, post them in the comments below. I will be reading them. I always adore looking into these cryptids because they're just fun. But anyways, guys, that's about it for this video, and I hope you all have a good night. Later, y'all.